Dude, they get lethal early? Oh.
Wait
Oh,
a
there
second.
goes Parker too! Wait,
no,
they got it! They got it! No, it can't be! This can't be! This cannot
this is
be!
not right. This ain't right.
This,
Guys,
this
this ain't
can't
right.
be! This
ain't
can't
right.
be!
This is not
No, no! London, please! London, please!
Oh,
God
Morgan Freeman lost.
almighty!
Oh, it's over.
Please,
Oh, it's so over.
God,
Oh, this fight is over.
London, no,
Oh,
no.
Oh, no.
Oh,
no way.
God.
Look at the difference in mental right now. Vegas are having the time of their lives.
Dude,
London
Vegas
look
are popping. I mean,
done.
Vegas literally, like, their spirits are through the roof. Legitimately getting
like-
capped in a better time by Vegas, that's like when Bane broke fucking Batman's back. Like, when he broke Batman's back in the pit, you know? Like, this is like, London are looking lifeless.
So we're just 3 weeks into the Overwatch League, and I might have just seen the worst, yet in some ways, best map of Overwatch I've ever seen. But before we get into the shit show that was the match on King's Row, I want to do a quick little bit of context behind the Spitfire. I also recommend watching my video on Vegas Eternal if you haven't already, just so you can fully grasp how bad these guys are. So, the London Spitfire are certainly a team with a very interesting past to say the least. In 2018, they became Overwatch League champions, but from then on, they've never seen the same level of success that they had. In 2019, despite keeping the same champion winning roster, because of the GOATS meta, the Spitfire only finished in 7th place. Certainly not bad, but certainly taking a step down from 2018. Fast forward to 2020, and the Spitfire do even worse unfortunately. They drop their star players like Prophet, Birdring, Gesture, and Bedosin in favour for quite a mediocre roster, finishing in 17th place. And things only get worse. In 2021, their roster was revamped yet again, but the majority of the players were European. Results wise, this was definitely their worst season, solidifying themselves as a bottom 3 team in the Overwatch League. Still, heading into last year's season in 2022, despite keeping quite a few parts, with the revamped coaching staff and a handful of additions, the Spitfire shocked everyone. Apart from me of course, which I predicted. They finished top 5 in NA and top 8 worldwide, which is pretty similar to their performance in 2019, but even better considering nobody expected them to do this well. Heading into this season however, expectations for the Spitfire remained relatively low. The West became very top heavy as around 7 or 8 teams had star-studded rosters and the Spitfire just kept what they had. Also, considering the meta wasn't trending in London's favour, London were expected to see a drop-off at the start of the season. Since I was a London fanboy, I did predict them quite high, just shy of top 10. Still, that wasn't really an accurate representation for the Spitfire. They got pounded by the Mayhem in the preseason Pro-Am, and they've also recently lost to the Uprising and Justice, who were, and arguably still are, pretty middling teams. What's even more worrying, however, was the game against the Vegas Eternal, which, on the surface, looks like there's no issue. It was a 3-0 after all. But, if we delve a little deeper under the surface, we can see that London really struggled in one of the maps, being King's Row. Now for those who don't know, the Eternal are probably top 3 worst Overwatch League teams of all time. And for this game specifically, the Eternal had to put their general manager, Avala, in on support, and Luke Mino, a flex support player, on DPS. So on paper, London should have stomped throughout the entire series, and for 2 maps, they did. However, the worrying part is that they only did it on one composition, their Reinhardt May comp. And the reason why this is so bad for the Spitfire is that this comp only really works against teams as bad as Vegas. And if Spitfire are only good on one composition that isn't even meta, that doesn't really bode well for them against pretty much any OWL team. They certainly aren't beating the one-trick allegations here